Hey family, Marshawn Olanio here, your favorite life and relationship strategist, and you continue to return to Marshawn O because you want to be a part of the top 1% of couples that have extraordinary relationships. Now, I've been on my kick about the questions and topics that you need to ask prior to getting married. Today's video is about the 7 questions that you need to ask before you even think about dating this person. So y'all not even in a relationship. Basically, you have just met this person and you're thinking things are going pretty good. And so these are 7 questions that you should ask before you even think about dating him, dating her. Right? The very first question is, what won't you compromise on? What are you not willing to compromise on? What are you saying that I'm cool being selfish on this particular thing? Nobody's going to be able to change my mind. Again, you're opening up the door to understand the person. So you can say, you know what? I get that. I hear what you're saying. It might not be my first thought, but I hear what you're saying. I can actually jump on board with your explanation on why you're deciding not to compromise on 1, 2, whatever amount of things, especially if they just make sense. If they make sense, then don't make a big deal about them. They make sense. Okay. I see why you will not compromise on those things. The second question that you want to ask him or her is, what are your top priorities? And this one is one that you really want to pay attention to, because if their top priorities have nothing to do with dating, with including a potential mate into their life, then they probably do not have the room for you in their life right now. Get that. If the top priorities is hanging out with the boys, is going to the bar, is hanging out with the girls, is always with the family, I'm not knocking any of that. But that just me. Oh, and excuse me, let me back up. Career, always working, always just busy, just period, just busy. Your schedule is tight. They ain't got no room for you, sis. They ain't got no room for you, bro. That's why that one is definitely one that you want to ask. What are your top priorities? You want to know that because you're trying to figure out if they have any room for you in their life, because if they do not have any room in their life and you don't realize that this is a question that you should ask, then guess what? You're going to jump in, but they're always going to be busy, or somebody else is always going to take the front run where you should be, that spot. Oh, well, you know what? I got to cancel our date because my mama just called and blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about emergencies. I'm just talking about that, now somebody is more important than getting to know you. Number 3, what are your views on men or on women, depending on who you are, which sex you are, right? What are your views on women if you're a man? If you're a woman, you're asking your man, what are your views on women? Because some people secretly hate women. And you can say the same thing about women. Some women secretly hate men. So what are your views on men? What are your views on women? Again, you're trying to get a clear picture of who this person actually is, their thought processes, and if you can actually deal with him or with her. Do you want to actually make him or her a priority? Because maybe you don't. Maybe after you have these conversations, you're like, on to the next one. That's fine. Again, you're just trying to collect data so you can know who you are dealing with. Question number 4. How important is sex to you? This one is thrown in here not only because, this one is thrown in here because it's important. Number 1, sex builds the connection. Sex builds a connection for both sexes, but it's still higher on the totem pole for most men. Not all men, but most men. They want to have sex a lot more than women. Again, not all, most. It's also thrown in here because you want to know, especially if you're a person who's saying, I want to not have premarital sex, right? You want to know if he or she is willing to wait, and if they cannot, again, you don't want to waste your time and energy and effort on him or her, because you know that at least right now, y'all not a good fit for each other, and it's okay. It's okay. It's just you don't have to waste your time, especially if what you're searching for, what you're looking for is to become a part of the top 1% of couples that have extraordinary relationships. It's okay if it doesn't work out for you. At least you know. Number 5. Do independent women scare you? Of course, this one is for the women to ask the men, because as much as men say no, research, the statistics, the studies actually show yes. So verbally, it even says in the studies and in the statistics, the men will actually say no to you, but when they go out and actually search for their pick of the quote unquote litter of women, usually is not the person that they say they would not mind being in a relationship with, a boss woman or an independent woman or somebody who has it all together, someone that even appears to be smarter than them. Again, the research has actually shown that yes, verbally they say one thing, on paper it is another. Or when they're talking with the boys, they secretly do not, and this is not all men, but most men secretly want the woman to either be making less money than them or to be a little bit dumber than them, is just the best way I can say it, right? Literally dumber than him. So again, not all men, some men are just cool. But again, what you're trying to do is just get a better understanding of who this potential guy that you're thinking about dating is. Number 6. What do you want from your life to consider it to be a success? So what must occur in your life? What are you striving toward in your life to say, you know what, I have a successful life? Is that family? Is that children? Is that wife? Is that career? And what does that actually mean? Is that, having, the biggest house? Is it having the biggest car? Is it having numerous houses? Is it having numerous vehicles? Like, what does that actually mean to you? What does a successful life mean to you? Because it's not all the same for everybody. Money is not always going to be the topic for every single guy, for every single girl. It depends on what success means for you. And for each of us, it could be a little bit different. So again, you're just getting a better understanding. That's what all of this is. So you can make an informed decision to say, you know what, I would like to date this guy. I would like to date this girl. The 7th and final question is, what's your financial situation currently? Yes, I know that one could be a little like record scratch or whatever, but we know that money is something that we all need in order to survive, right? And if you're talking about dating someone, specifically to the men, when you're talking about dating someone, we have an innate sense as women to feel protected, but also financially supported. You can call it gold digging if you want to. That's what you can call it. But we have an innate sense to want to be in a stable situation, in a stable relationship. And that comes with the protection. It also comes with the finances. If you cannot do it today, are you on the fast track or are you on the road to getting there? So do we need to still, maybe we can say that we're boyfriend and girlfriend, right? But can we keep it there for a while until you feel like you are on the road to more financial stability? And again, this could be both of you, right? Because maybe both of you are just meeting, but neither of you are found your career. Neither of you found your career path. And you can build this thing together. But you still want to know what their financial situation is currently. Do I mean like down to the dollar, down to the cent, how many bank accounts you have? No, I don't. But you do want to have an idea of, you know what, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm working on it, right? So if they're working on it, if they're working toward it, then you know that right now you're not going to get the lavish vacations. You're not going to get the most expensive dinners. You're going to be in the more moderate to even free stuff to do, which is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. You're just getting an idea. You're not saying roll out your social security number so I can run a credit check on you. You're not doing any of that. All of these are conversations just so you can get a better understanding of the person that you're potentially saying, we can get into a relationship. Because if you're coming here, then you're not only just looking for a girlfriend. You're not only just looking for a boyfriend. You are trying to take it deeper. You're trying to take it deeper. And the only way to go deeper is to go deeper with your questions so you can get an understanding of who you're lying next to later on. All right. If you made it this far, give me a thumbs up. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I have a Facebook group just for you. Dating to Marriage. Join my Facebook group so you can get more access to me. Join the conversation there. I would love to see you guys there. I love you so much for coming back and becoming a part of the top 1% of people who have extraordinary relationships. I love you guys, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Bye.